All right, hopefully this goes well for me because this guy doesn't like to sit still. But today I wanted to talk about something fun, not serious, and that is the names of my snakes here and how do I go about naming them. So uh, I haven't done a Maddy Monday in a while, my daughter, where I have her come down here and name a snake that's a holdback or something that's going to stay here long term. Because I've been doing other things like making these videos every day. But she's actually the catalyst for a lot of it. She is one of the people who basically, she's probably named like 50% of the snakes now, with me being the other 50%. So when she comes up with a name for a snake, by the way, this is Loki. He's a confusion leopard, yellow belly, pinstripe. I don't know if I said leopard, possible fire, double het DG clown. He's a little over a year old. I picked him up from Canova last year. He's the male for me who hasn't done a very good job of breeding this season, but I finally did actually catch a lock from him yesterday to an OD clown posset genetic strip. So that's good. We at least got, I've seen 2 locks with him, but that's not fantastic. But I named him Loki. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a Castlevania fan, so a lot of the names of my animals in here, Star Wars, are going to be, like Marvel, Star Wars, Castlevania related. So I named him Loki because of the confusion gene. And if you don't know anything about the god Loki, is that, he can be a trickster. So he got the name Loki. So, as we're going around, when we have Maddy name stuff, she just decided to name this snake Maddy after herself. This is one of the lightning pied I produced last year, Posset Clown. And this is her sister, so of course she got the name Bella because that's Maddy's sister. So that was pretty straightforward. This girl got the name Tinsel. I'm assuming because of the colors, kind of silvery a little bit. So she got the name Tinsel. This girl, again, was from Maddy. Got the name Sophia. I have no idea where that came from. And then this is Nyla. And again, I have absolutely no idea where that came from. Those are some of the hatchlings that I produced last year that were holdbacks. I'm going to take this guy off of me here because it's always like, you're trying to hold a snake, you're trying to make a video, and they want nothing to do other than to choke you out. So let's get him back in here. He was actually, I didn't see a lock yet, but I have this pastel DG girl that had a clutch for me last year. Her name was Sahara because of being a desert ghost. Very smart, huh? These two, let's see if I think we do have a lock here. This is like one of a million. That's Wolverine because I absolutely love Wolverine. I just thought of it almost kind of starting to look like an X on his forehead, and he's bright yellow. This girl's name was Sandy because I just thought she kind of just looked like a dirty, sandy blonde color. This was a very dumb name, original name. Her name was Miss Leo because she was a possible super leopard. So that's, how original that was. How about this guy? I don't think he's locked up. So this guy, this triple het male, DG clown pied male, I had no idea what to name him. So I just called him Thirth. It's a mouthful because he was a triple het. So I just put a 3 and triple het together and called him Thirth. That's his name. That's pretty. This girl, she's an OD vanilla clown het DG, so I just called her Orange Nilla. So that's that. My original lightning pied female, I called her Phasma from the Stormtrooper and from Star Wars. I called the second one that I ever picked up, called her Storm because she's a lightning pied, so Storm after the X-Men. Let's see. I'm trying to think of who else we got in here. This male, I called him Blade. I guess they were just locked up. Not anymore. My OD Blade Pie double hit clown MJ male here. That's been breeding anything and everybody. I just called him Blade for obvious reasons. Again, Marvel character. This is one of the ones that was not original at all. She was one of my bigger pieds at the time that I started breeding her. She's an OD YB Fire. And so I just called her Big Orangey. Let's see. This was actually my first normal blood python, so I called her Mary for Bloody Mary. Let's see. Who else do we got? I'm trying to think if there's any other cool. This male is actually up for sale. I called him Rambo. There's actually a recommendation from somebody online, but I love the old cheesy 80s movies, so Rambo fit with him. That first lightning pied girl is Phasma, so of course the male that I still have, I named him Finn. Let's see. This, I called this guy Ultraman, who's the lighter yellow one. He's my Ultraman het pied male that has basically produced everything for me in the project. This girl, she's an Ultra Pied het hypo, and I just called her Caramel because she sort of has that coloring to her. Now, I don't have, not everybody has a name yet. I don't do a very good job of naming all the snakes, especially the ones that I don't know if they're going to be here long term or not, because there are certain times, like I have a pastel leopard clown female up here that, you know, I bred her last year. I picked her up maybe the year before, and I don't know if she's going to be here long term, because most of what I have in my racks they have better genetics in them. You know, if I have something that has leopard clown in it, it probably has, you know, let's see, you know, like this female here has leopard and clown, and she's also probably OD, maybe even a Batman, and she's het pied, right? So, you know, there's no reason for me to keep a pastel leopard clown. And I also have another female like that as well. So those are two females that I produced last year that both have het pied as well. So there's really not a ton of reasons for me to keep those snakes around, so they usually don't get names. She's eating so well that I'm on the fence about whether or not to keep her this year and breed her again towards the end of the season, or sell her at some point. I guess it just depends on how sales go through the year. Sometimes what I like to do, if selling some of the hatchlings are a little more difficult, I will make pairings, and I'll say, like, you know, this hatchling male with this adult female is a good pair. Buy it while you can. Let's see if we have any other cool names. I mean, these black exanthics ones, I really was so original that, you know, black exanthics, BLAAX. I just called it Blacks 1, Blacks 2, and Blacks 3. I called this girl that I hatched out last year Sypha, whatever, from Castlevania, because she looks like she has. Bring your head out here, honey. Kind of like that little design on the head. The head stamp kind of looks like the vampire killer whip from Castlevania, like the handle on it, like a cross. So that's why she got that name. That's one of my Castlevania names. And we have the Riddler. Let me see. Let me get him out. That's actually a good story. And I feel like he just shed too, so I can show him off again. So this is, again, something from my, you know, my mystery. Ooh, let me show him here while I'm moving stuff back around so I can get him out. From that Ultramel man that I don't know all of the genetics in him. If you've been following me, you'll recognize this boy. This popped out of a pairing from him, I believe, to a pastel pied. That's what it was. And he proved he's not a pied. He's a het pied. And he's got yellow belly in him. And we don't know what else. I did a full panel test, and all I got back was yellow belly and het pied out of it at the time. They didn't have Orange Dream in there. I'm assuming he's Orange Dream, probably Fire. But I don't know what else is in there. It might be like a Dinker gene from Aussie, the way that it creates those straight lines and the dots that basically fade into nothing. But because I have no idea what he is, I called him Riddler. So, you know, it kind of gives me a little nod to that, to the DC universe, but he's still really cool looking. He's one of those snakes where I don't even know what to do with him. Like, he's at breeding size at this point, but I just don't know whether or not he's worth breeding. I'm probably going to keep him as a backup for Dad at this point because Dad doesn't seem to want to get back into breeding mode. Now that he spent the whole year last year breeding like a fiend, he hasn't gotten back on the wagon yet. So this male, he is double head ultra pied. Not the best odds of hitting ultra males or pieds or ultra pieds with anything that I could pair him up to, but I haven't found a replacement or a backup male in the project that's adult, ready to breed size that I could buy as like a secondary snake. So he might have to do. The newest snakes, this is Tiny Tim. He was from last year, but he's just doing such a bad job eating on his own. He's still only 100 grams, and I'm trying not to have to force feed him too much. He took quite a few meals on his own for a couple weeks and then kind of stopped again. So we'll see how that's going. So his name is Tiny Tim. This girl, I'm waiting for a shed on her to get her second shed so I can see her face a little more. She's like mouth breathing there. Her name's Carla because every once in a while my wife, she'll have me Zoom or Google Meet her classroom so they can see all the snakes. And two of her coworkers were there. And so they're named after her coworkers. So this is Carla, and this one is Matt. So those are her two coworkers. They got snakes named after them. So that's it. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just kind of what comes off the top of my head. I don't take it too seriously because, it's not like they're dogs and they come to the sound of their name when I call them. So, I don't take it too seriously. This OD Leo DG pied male, I just call him OG. I just like the way that it sounded. So nothing serious. So I just have fun if you're naming your snakes. I don't get around to naming them all. I mean, I still have probably 75% of my holdbacks from last year that I never named, and those are snakes I plan on keeping. I just never get around to it. I was doing those Maddy Mondays every week for a while when I was putting more emphasis on making like shorts. But what I realized after making shorts like that for a couple months is that they don't make me any more money monetization wise or got me any more views on Instagram. So I stopped doing it, and that's when I shifted to making these long videos more prominent on YouTube and just kind of only posting to Instagram, when I feel like I need to, because these videos actually have like triple. I'm still not making a lot of money. It's like 200, 250, $300 a month off of YouTube. But it was making me $100 or $150 before. So that's when I shifted to this, and that's when we stopped doing Maddy Mondays, where she was coming down here every week and naming a snake. We probably need to get back to that at some point. That'll help me show off snakes that we have produced and make some more original content, but we have to get back to that. So that's how I name all of the snakes in here. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. It's Father's Day weekend, so all the dads out there, happy Father's Day. I'm hoping to enjoy the weather here. So it's going to get it's supposed to be 90 degrees all of next week up here in Pittsburgh. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be in the AC all week. So enjoy the weekend. Happy Father's Day, and we'll see you on Monday.